Since 1958, the family-owned AMF-Bruns has been a global market leader in the field of vehicle technology for the wheelchair passenger. We manufacture wheelchair and occupant restraint systems and associated equipment for the safe transportation of people with limited mobility. Most recently, we've developed the Hideaway Wheelchair Securement System, a wheelchair securement system with retractors fully integrated into the floor, freeing up valuable floor space and increasing passenger capacity. Passenger seats, which fold up, can be installed directly over the restraints. This one-of-a-kind securement system maximizes floor space and fits transit, paratransit, and mobility vehicles. Self-locking and self-tensioning retractors eliminate the guesswork for operators. The low profile allows for no obstructions of the footrests. The Hideaway meets all applicable regulations. To properly use the Hideaway wheelchair securement system, complete the following steps. Begin by thoroughly reading and understanding the user manual. Start by always inspecting the components of the system as part of your pre-trip checklist. A checklist is provided for you in the user manual. Inspect the webbing for cuts or damage. Check that the metal components and buckles are not worn or cracked. If issues do arise, report them to your supervisor and replace prior to departure. While there are many different types of wheelchairs you'll encounter, securing a passenger occurs in two main steps. First, secure the wheelchair with the retractors. Then, secure the passenger safely with the lap and shoulder belts. Now, let's take an in-depth look at each step. Start by boarding the wheelchair. Position the wheelchair passenger by facing the same direction that the vehicle is traveling. Next, center the wheelchair squarely into the rectangle formed by the 4 concealed retractor points on the floor. Engage the wheel locks or handbrakes to secure the wheelchair in place. If the wheelchair is motorized, power the unit off. Unlock the restraints by placing your foot on the plastic floor retractor mechanism and slide forward. The back of the mechanism will pop open. Locate the 4 concealed retractors in the floor. 2 are behind the wheelchair and 2 are in front of the wheelchair. Now, locate the appropriate attachment points on the wheelchair. Attachment points should only be used on the rigid frame members of the wheelchair. Never attach to footrests, wheels, or detachable points on the wheelchair. Select attachment points on the wheelchair that are level with the seat base. If there are defined points on the wheelchair, these should be used. Pull each retractor out of the floor and attach the J-hooks to the wheelchair. Make sure webbing is not twisted inside the retractors. To satisfy safety regulations and for maximum safety and lateral stability when looking at the front of the wheelchair, the straps should never be closer than 12 inches away from each other. Preferably, the front strap should extend out of the wheelchair frame at an angle of 25 degrees. The vertical angle of the front tie-downs from the J-hook to vehicle floor pocket should be between 40 and 60 degrees. When looking at the rear retractors, straps should preferably make an angle of between 30 and 45 degrees with the floor. After properly securing the wheelchair, the next step is to safely secure the passenger. Start by telling the passenger what you're doing. Throughout this process, minor physical contact is necessary. Always use the back of your hand when making physical contact with the passenger. Ask for assistance from the passenger to properly position lap and shoulder belts. Seat belts must be snug and flat against the body and should never be twisted. The lap belt should never go over or around the armrests, side panels, or any other object. To secure the shoulder belt, take the end of the shoulder belt from the anchor point on the vehicle wall. Place over the center of the passenger's shoulder and attach the end buckle to the tongue buckle in the floor next to the right rear retractor behind the wheelchair. AMF-Bruns restraints are designed to bear upon the bony structure of the body and shall be worn low and snug across the front of the pelvis, with the junction between the lap and shoulder belts located near the passenger's hip. Adjust occupant restraints as firmly as possible, consistent with user comfort. Take care to ensure the belt does not travel across the passenger's neck. Adjust the height of the shoulder belt if necessary to ensure proper positioning on the passenger's shoulder. You're now ready to proceed on your way. To properly deboard your passenger, simply reverse the procedure. Start by ensuring the wheelchair wheel locks are engaged. Taking care that loose ends don't strike other passengers, release the shoulder and lap belts and thread them back into anchor points and on the vehicle wall. Unlock the restraints by placing your foot on the floor retractor mechanism and slide forward. The back piece of the mechanism will pop open again. Then kick the back piece down to release the retractors. Detach the 4 retractors from the wheelchair and place in the openings in the vehicle floor. Place your foot back on the retractor mechanism and move the mechanism pedal backwards by foot. The mechanism will fold flat in the floor again. Unlock the wheels and exit. After unloading the passenger, inspect all securement components. To learn more about the Hideaway Wheelchair Securement System, contact AMF-Bruns at 877-506-3770 or visit us on the web at www.amfbrunsamerica.com.